Okay, so come and sit up. We do the meditation on the earth. So always maintain a tall and neutral spine as you sit. If you are sitting on a chair, which I don't think any of you are sitting on a chair, but if you are, just keep your both feet flat on the floor. Place your hands in your lap to promote relaxation in your shoulder. Eyes closed. The chin is leveled, so not down, not higher, level. Breathe quietly in and out through your nose now. Let's take a few breaths here, a few cycles of breath to feel settled and to intentionally arrive in your meditation. Begin to lengthen the exhale a bit, your exhalation a little bit. No forcing, just a gentle nudging. With each exhale, be aware of the points of your body that are connected to your seat, to where you sit, wherever you sit. And be aware that beneath your seat, beyond the floor beneath you, beyond the structure of the building, is the earth. So in this quiet and stillness, bring your attention to your body. Begin with the gross form of the body, the general outer silhouette, the overall shape. You might visualize the body as just an outline, or slowly fill in all the details. But rest in awareness of the outer form of the body. Your skin, your hair and nails, the body as it appears to others. And then turn your attention a little further inward and be aware of the flesh and the muscles of the body. The layers just below the skin. Further inward, be aware of the bones. Just picture your own bones, the skeletal structure of the body, holding you tall, supporting you, protecting all your most vital inner organs. And then turn your attention again further inward towards those organs. Maybe you can sense the movement of the lungs or the beat of the heart. Is it possible to sense any other organs? The belly, the kidneys, and the liver. Start with the belly, sense your belly. If you have just eaten, you might feel the food being digested. But can you sense the kidney? The kidneys just at the lower back, above your lower back, or around. Can you sense your liver on the right side of the body? Keep going inward until you reach the level of the body at a cellular structure. Zone in on one small detailed area, or hold awareness of a general sense of all the atoms and molecules that create your form. And then draw your awareness to the dance of these molecules at the edges of what we think are the boundaries of our body. These tiny particles always in exchange with the space and the form around us. We know that the breath is a means of exchange between outer and inner worlds. Particles in, particles out. We know that we are constantly shedding pieces of hair, skin, and nails. But what about this connection right here and right now between our body and the earth? All the particles of your body continually in exchange with the world around you. Now, try to zoom in to the space between your body and the object upon which you sit. Can you see the boundary line? What does it look like at its most microscopic level? There is a dance, a play, an exchange. All of the elements that make up you are the very same elements that make up the world around you. All of the earth elements which make the ground underneath you solid. They are the same earth elements which make the cushion or the chair on which you sit stable, with form. And these are the same earth elements which create the shape of your human body. All of it the same. All of it connected. Rest in awareness that there is no separation between you and your world. Energy within reflects energy without. Energy without comes from energy within. Your calm breath, your quiet mind, your stillness creates the same in the space all around you. Slowly bring your hands to your heart center. And bring into your mind the characteristics of the earth element. Steadiness, patience, strength, endurance, stability, masculine energy, contraction. And rub your palms together to come back. Cover your eyes. And release. So this is one way of doing an earth meditation. Yeah. There are many ways of doing an earth meditation. you can actually go outside and sit next to an oak tree or any strong tree, you know, a big, strong tree trunk, and sit against it and just be with the tree, you know, be with the earth as you're sitting on the earth, smell the earth, put your hands into earth and just feel the earth with your fingertips. So there are many ways of doing earth meditation. And then what characteristics you can take from that tree: endurance, strength, patience, and stability. Yeah, all these things, they have it, these strong trees. It's important to start your journey always with your roots, and earth meditation is a very good way to feel your body, feel how your body is constructed from the inside, that you have organs, different organs. Can you feel them working? Because they never stop working. 24 hours a day, they work. Your heart never stops. Your lungs never stop. The kidneys never stop filtering your blood. And the liver never stops. And all the other organs, they just there to do their jobs all day. 24 hours, even when you sleep. So it's very good to be aware of your body as it is and start from there. Start your journey from the body. That's why it's important to do your yoga practice, because when you do your yoga practice, you become more aware of your body, what your body can do, how your body is doing it, where is any issue or any pain. So you become more aware of your body. Tantra puts body into its place. That's a very, very positive thing about Tantra, that it doesn't neglect the body. The body has its place. The body is needed. And the body is also sacred. Lots of religions and spiritual practices don't put the body into its place where it belongs to, but they are saying that body is not important, only your spirit is important. No, we have a body for a reason. So we need to be aware of our bodies as well, not only our spiritual beings. So this is the main idea of the Muladhara chakra, because Muladhara means root support. So Muladhara, foundation also, so not just root, foundation or base support. And when you see it written down, sometimes you see it with, because in English it's different, yeah? Sometimes you will see it with MU, or you will see it with MOO, as like in English, U is double O, sometimes, not always. That's the problem with the English language, that it's not always the same. And in this chakra, the element is the earth. That's why we did an earth meditation. And when we talk about the chakras, it's important to mention that we will also learn this new awareness of the chakras, but I'd like to teach more the authentic and more like tantric awareness of the chakras, which is I wouldn't say very different, but a little bit different from how you see it representing it. But we'll do both, so you are aware of how it is. Okay, so I will just share the yantra form for now. There it is. Can everyone see it? I will make it a bit smaller if I can. Yeah, I can. Very good. Oops, yes. No, like this. So this is the yantra form of your Muladhara chakra. And this is from a book, so you can see that I try to make a photo of it. As you can see, have you seen this form before? So does it tell you anything? No? The yantra. So that I know where I should start my talk.
No, I haven't seen it.
Okay. Anyone else has some understanding of? No? Because from the yantra, you can learn a lot already. So from the colors, and of course, when I ask you to color it, just, be mindful, and that's okay with any colors, it doesn't have to be like precise, but try to imitate the colors on yours when you color it. And all these things that are seen in this yantra, they have a significance. So I really don't want to make you very like tired and make it like somehow it's a bit how would you say it, mystical, isn't it? Like so many heads there, and there's an elephant and so many arms. What are those? So as you can see, there is a square in it. Yeah, that's square, which is yellow, chrome yellow. Yeah, it's not like very bright yellow, it's a chrome yellow. And the square is a symbol for the earth. Yeah, because the earth normally is yellow. Well, that's already a difference between the new age chakra. So they say that earth is red. Well, we say it that earth is yellow color, and the square symbolizes the earth. And it has great significance with regard to earthly awareness, as it represents the earth itself, the 4 dimensions, and the 4 directions as well. Yeah, so we have 4 directions and 4 dimensions. The 4 points form the 4 pillars or corners of what is known as the quadrangular earth. Okay. This yantra is the seat of the seed sound, which is lang, which I said before, the lang, beach mantra. Seed sound means beach mantra, bija mantra. And releases sound in all of the 8 directions. Yeah. This is often depicted by 8 spears emanating from the square. Right. So let's carry on. All the divinities, the important, all the divinities, yes. The important nadis, Ida, Pingala, and Sushumna, and Goddess Kundalini reside inside the triangle, which is the center of this yantra. So you can see it, there is here. There is Goddess Kundalini, yeah. Inside the triangle, this red triangle, there is that snake. So now let's talk about the circle with 4 petals. So it has 4 petals. The square is surrounded by a circle, and it has 4 petals. The 4 petals represent the 4 important mental modifications. What are mental modifications? In Sanskrit, we say rittis. The state of greatest joy, that's the first modification. Second, state of natural pleasure. Third is the delight in the control of passion. And the fourth is the blissfulness in concentration. Okay, you don't have to know all this. I'm just talking so that so many significant elements in this yantra alone. The color of the petal is vermilion, so this red color. It has a little bit yellowish tinge, mixed with a small touch of crimson red, which gives the petals the color of blood. Somebody. Yeah. Okay. So what about this triangle inside? The downward pointing triangle in the pericarp is very important because it is the seat of the dormant vital life force, the Kundalini Shakti. As you can see, it's right in the middle of your yantra. So it's depicted in the form of a serpent coiled around this lingam, which is again in the middle. As you can see, it's here. Yeah, there is the lingam. And it's a center. So it represents the 3 aspects of consciousness: cognition, conation, and affection. The 3 modes of experience: knowing, doing, and feeling. Knowing, doing, and feeling. And the 3 divinities: Brahma, Vishnu, and Shiva. So 3 things. We like 3 things in spirituality. There is always 3 things. Yeah. Bright red in color. That triangle is bright red in color. It is the point of origin of many nadis, such as the Ida, Pingala, Sushumna, Saraswati, Chitra, and Vajrini. So you only need to know these first 3, Ida, Pingala, and Sushumna. We only learn about these 3 nadis. The downward pointing triangle is also called the yoni. Okay, the yoni is the female generative organ. In Tantra, we call it. And as yoni, it is the abode of powers. Right. Okay. A lot of things here. Right. So now come to this Svayambhu Lingam and Kundalini, which is in the middle. So that's very important. Svaya means self, and Bhu means originate. Okay. These are Sanskrit words. So Svayambhu means self-born, which means that lingam is generally used to mean phallus, you know. But in Sanskrit, it also means it's a symbol. It's a symbol. And it is said, Sarva Bhut Atmakam Lingam. Whatever exists is lingam. Ling means gender and is a symbol of the masculine form of energy. As such, it is also understood as Shiva, representing the male principle. But Kundalini, that snake, yeah, that is coiled around the lingam, Kundalini represents the female principle. She is shown here in the form of a serpent coiled 3.5 times around the Svayambhu lingam. Her mouth is open in Sushumna. Sushumna is the central nadi. So if you see it here, it is here. That's your Sushumna. It's the central nadi. It's run on the middle of your spine. And it is facing upward. As you can see, this is facing upward. Yeah. And is connected with the Brahma Nadi, which is the Sushumna Nadi. She belongs to eternal consciousness. And it has all the supreme yoga power. Okay, so as you can see, the element is, we know, is the earth, and it is the densest of all the elements, being the mixture of the 4 other elements: water, fire, air, and akasha, which is space. It gives stability and security and provides conditions for human completion on all levels. The sense of smell is related to the element earth, and the nose is the sense organ of this chakra. So when we also meditate on this chakra, the Muladhara chakra, you can meditate on the sense of smell. Yesterday, we did a little bit of meditation on the tip of the nose. So sometimes it is good to just be aware of the tip of your nose and then feel the smell. The earth dominates the body chemistry for 20 minutes when breath flows from the right or left nostril. And the element earth is the foundation of the body, the bones, flesh, skin, nadis, and body hairs. Their growth is enhanced by the earth element when it becomes dominant during the nasal breathing from one of the 2 nostrils. It is best suited for stationary activities as it gives persistence. The sweet-tasting earth element in conjunction with water forms the kapha. As we talked about it last time in Ayurveda, the kapha dosha, the mucus, that is, has a lot of kapha people have a lot of mucus. Yeah, one of the 3 bodily humors described by the Indian science of medicine, Ayurveda. Worship done in the presence of this element brings siddhis. We will talk about siddhis, yeah, supernatural powers. Yeah, when you are perfect, when you have mastered everything. Okay, now we will talk about this elephant here a little bit. What does it represent, the elephant? Let me just make it smaller. Yeah, there is your elephant. The elephant is called Airavata, and Indra, the lord of the firmament, selected it as his vehicle. So all the goddesses, all the gods, they always have a vehicle. They don't travel on their own. They will travel on an animal. So this goddess or god is traveling on the elephant. So that's his vehicle. Traditionally, Airavata is shown as a white elephant with 7 trunks. 7 trunks, traditionally. Yeah, as you can see, it has 7 trunks. Okay, have a look here. 7 trunks. The 7 trunks are the colors of the rainbow. Yeah, starting from red and then orange and yellow and all this, as you can see. And these 7 frequencies represent the 7 aspects of individual consciousness that must be recognized and that evolved in harmony with natural laws. The rainbow is naturally associated with Indra, who, as Lord of the firmament, is also the god of rain and thunder. Indra is the chief of the sub-gods, implying one who has mastered his sense organ and work organs. The 7 types of desires are also seen in the 7 trunks and 7 colors. The 7 types of desires are desire for security, sexuality, longevity, sharing, knowledge, self-realization, and union. Yeah, so it's basically the 7 chakras. Okay, so for security, which is your base chakra, your root, sexuality, 2nd, longevity, 3rd, sharing, 4th, knowledge, 5th, self-realization, 6th, and then union. They are associated with the 7 chakras. Yeah, the 7 notes in an octave and 7 major planets. So the elephant is a symbol for strength. Physical strength comes from the 7 constituents of the physical body. So in Ayurveda and in the Vedas, we know that we have 7 dhatus. Dhatus means the 7 physical body parts which are nourished on a cellular level by the earth elements. So Raja is earth and clay. Rasa is fluids. Rakta is blood. Mansa is flesh, nerves, fibers, tissues. Then fat, then bones, and then bone marrow. So these are the 7 dhatus of the physical body. So the elephant represents the fundamental urge for survival, a lifelong search for food for the body, the mind, and the heart. Because the elephant can carry heavy loads, it is a symbol for physical strength. Yet the elephant also carries out the orders of its master with humility, indicating that physical development need not impede spiritual growth, but can harmonize with spiritual qualities. So Airavata, this elephant, the white elephant, represents spiritualized physical development. So on the psychophysical level, a well-worked out first chakra brings self-control, physical strength, patience, the ability to bear heavy workloads, and a disciplined life. So this is where you will get your discipline from your first chakra. Okay, this is where you will get your patience from your first chakra, and your endurance, and your strength. Let's talk about this this god actually, this god that is there, which has 4 heads. You see, 4 different heads. The radiant child Brahma. It's called the child Brahma. In Sanskrit, Bal Brahma. Bal means child, who shines like the morning sun. So his skin is the color of wheat. He wears a yellow dhotis, a traditional Indian cloth wrapped to cover the lower body. So he's only wearing that. And a green scarf also, and a sacred thread. Each of Brahma's 4 hands, because he's got 4 hands. You can see 4 hands. Carries blessings for the aspirant. With one, he is granting fearlessness and boons. The second hand holds a water pot, which carries the sacred water, the elixir. In this third hand is a lotus flower or a rosary for japa, like repeating the mantras. In his fourth hand, he carries scrolls depicting the divine knowledge. With 4 heads, he sees in all 4 directions at the same time, each head representing one of the 4 aspects of human consciousness. So the physical self, the rational self, the emotional self, and the intuitive self. So I will stop here now about this yantra, but I will send you all the information. Yeah. It is a very detailed yantra, and you will not see this yantra very often when we talk about the Muladhara chakra yantra. Yeah, because it's normally just seen with the 4 petals, and actually that's it. Yeah, and of course they always put this square in it representing the earth. Okay. Right, now we will carry on with different things. Still the Muladhara chakra. I can find it. Let me just go back. Not here. Ah, it's this one. Just a moment, it's not, doesn't want to do it. Doesn't want to do it. It will. Yeah, please relax now a little bit. You can go for a break. I just want to find this, which is not easy. Yeah, just go for your break now if you need to go, or close your eyes and meditate on the tip of your nose. Let me see. Open this one. Doesn't want to open what I don't understand this. Why?
Is it in a zip file or?
No, it's in Keynote, but it's just not doing today's and yesterday also. It's not doing what I like to open, and I need to continually go back. And no, it's not opening my Keynote. I don't know why. I will just close it and open it again.
Yeah.
Yeah, it always helps. Okay, so it's closed now. Let me open it. There is a war next door. I don't know if you can hear. I don't think you can hear it, but the children are going crazy. Oh my goodness. Oops. Yeah. Oh my God. Right, keynote, where are you? Okay. Let me see. Oh, yeah. Yeah, it has opened. Now, let me see if I can share it. Let me zoom somewhere here. Oh, it's not doing it. I really need to restart my computer one day. Okay. Can you see it?
Yeah, we can see it.
Yeah, but is it okay? Oh, no. Why is it not full? Zoom is 100 now. Like enter full screen. Yeah. Okay. I think everyone is very aware of what are chakras. So are we all aware what chakras are? Say it like this or like this. Yeah. Cheryl, I can't see which one. Yeah. Okay. So we are not, because there's so much to talk about, and I don't want to burden you. Already you have been burdened. Basically, the chakras are in our astral bodies, so they cannot be seen. So you cannot see it with your eyes. The chakras are not tangible. You cannot hold them, you cannot see them, you cannot even touch them. So anything with physical sense, you are not able to. You can only feel them and be aware of them. Okay, so they are in our astral bodies, not in the physical body. And right. Okay, we are not talking about these. Yeah, we know about, for example, if we go here in this picture, let me bring you down. You can see the places for each chakras. So down is the Muladhara, which is at the base of your spine, and for women is at the cervix. And you can see the yantra to it, the symbol to the left. You can see it's very, very basic. So there is nothing in there, not like what we saw in the previous picture. And that's what you normally are going to see when you see the yantras for each chakra. Okay, so this red color down on the lowest one, this one, yeah, and it has 4 petals. And we know that also we have the nadis. We have 72,000 nadis. And the Sanskrit meaning for nadi is the riverbed that contains the water or the channel through which the channel flows. So the nadis are where the prana is flowing. Again, nadis and prana are in your astral body. So you will not see them with your physical eyes. You will only be aware of them, feel them with your sixth sense. So it's not possible to see them. And we know that the prana from your Muladhara, it is going to cross. So the chakras are where there is a junction. Yeah, there is a cross, like there are 2 or more nadis are going through that place. So actually this representation of the nadis and the chakras are actually not good, because the nadis should cross the chakras. Yeah, cross, not go around the chakras. It will cross them, so creating this junction. And junctions are where two or more roads meet and is more likely to become blocked than a straight uninterrupted stretch. So it means that blockage can be created in the nadis, and mostly where they meet. So where do they meet? In the chakras. Yeah, so that's why we are doing a lot of like chakra meditations, because there we can unblock these blockages. If we concentrate on the balancing on our Muladhara chakra, the two nadis, the two main nadis actually come from there. So if we manage to balance the Muladhara chakra, then it can help with our root chakra. Okay. Here it is more, as you can see, so it goes through the chakras. That's a better picture for the chakras, the locations and the pranas. These pranas, the nadis, the pranas are traveling in the nadis. Yeah, they are flowing, but we have 72,000 nadis. So not only these 2 or 3 nadis that we talk about, Ida Nadi on the left side of the body and Pingala Nadi on the right side of the body, Sushumna Nadi in the middle, where the spine is. Okay. A chakra is any location where 2 or more nadis cross. So it's a crossing point always. And these are junctions of vibrant energy. Actually, we know that we talk about 7 chakras, but the 7th, the Sahasrara, the crown chakra, is not a real chakra. There will be no nadis crossing it anyway. And that chakra is already outside the body, and it is our universal consciousness. So it's the same for everyone. And there is no attributes to that in that sense that we have for the other 6 chakras. So if any time you have a question and something is not clear, please ask before I carry on, because I think these are like very basic information, but maybe they are not for you. So it's fine, obviously. Okay. So don't think that no stupid questions. That's very important to know. Yeah. There are no stupid questions. So energy sensors of the subtle body. Subtle body is your astral body, where the subtle means, it means that it's not the gross body, which means it's not your physical body. Each chakra is an essential part of an energetic matrix supporting your physical body. Proper and unrestricted flow of energy through your chakras is necessary for physical, mental, and emotional good health. If not functioning properly, the associated body, organs, and systems will become impaired. So we also learn, this is a new age thing, to associate the organs with your chakras. It has some sense, but it cannot be proven. Okay, it cannot be proven that if your liver fails or if your sexual organs fail, that's because of that chakra is not working properly and there is a blockage. It cannot be proven medically. So that's why it is something that we can accept or believe in it, or yeah, just leave it. Right, so these are the beach mantras that we associate with them. So as you can see, this is, it says Lam, Vam, Ram. Yeah, that's the new versions. Again, in the old tantric versions, we have NG at the end. So Lang, Wang, Rang, Yang, Hang, and even Om is not chanted Om, but Ong. Yeah. When we chant Om, normally we will do it with the M, not the NG. But as a beach mantra, they have different pronunciation in the tantric version. Okay. Okay, so here's your symbol. So this is your very basic symbol. Yeah, red, and petals are red, and petals are 4. There is the square inside, and there is the triangle, downward triangle inside. And this is the most basic. And there is a Sanskrit sign there, which says Lam. Yeah, so it says the beach mantra. Okay, Lam. We know that, so root support. So that's all you need to know, really, not so much about the, not so much details that about the chakra. The smell, yeah, that is associated, the sense association is smell. Element is earth, and it means root support. And the sound vibration, which is the beach mantra Lam, or in Tantric, Lang. Right. So C.G. Jung already said something about it when he started. Awakening the Kundalini means to separate the gods from the world so that they become active. From the standpoint of the gods, the world is less than child's play. It is merely a seed. So how much you can understand and get out of it is again up to you. So again, this is one other way of showing this yantra. As you can see here, already the lingam is there with the coiled serpent. Okay, so it's already a different representation of this root chakra. And there is always the square is always there, representing the 4 corners, the 4 directions, and representing the earth, which is yellow. Yes, so the square is always yellow. It's a potential beginning of the journey. Okay, so it's a very important part of your starting journey. Here you are still innocent, and you've got a certain security, this feeling that you can always come back. If anything fails, there is a somewhere to come back. And it's important to stand on solid ground, although unencased mind. Let's carry on. So there is always this golden square inside, which representing that life is solid and straightforward. So it's very straightforward. There is just these 4 corners and yellow square. Okay, there is your elephant there, again, the white elephant, and we have the god and goddess as well, but we will talk about them later. The female deity is Dakini. Here you can see your female deity for this chakra is Dakini. It's resistant to change. So Muladhara chakra person, a root chakra person, is very resistant to change. So this person doesn't like change at all. Yeah, very scary. Yeah, because they think that change is very scary. Okay, so they depict the change as a scary thing, so they don't want to do that. She's also called the sky dancer in Buddhism. I have no information about that. But traditionally, the yogi has to get through her to enter the chakra. So it means that you have to feel that scariness of change in order to do it. Yeah. So you know that when you change, it's very scary because you leave something behind, and you leave your old self behind. If you are going to change as a person, for example, like you're gonna become something else, you're gonna become a yoga teacher, for example, that can be a very scary change, because you have an idea about who is a yoga teacher and who you should be as a yoga teacher, and you are very happy actually in your old self, which is not a yoga teacher. You are just a yoga student, and it is a better place for you. So it's very scary to become somebody who is leading others and who is showing the way to others, because it has a great responsibility. Yeah, because you are showing, you are telling somebody else to do something, which is scary. Yeah. The other deity we'll talk about is Bal Brahma, which I said, the child Brahma, the youth, the potential, the possibility, the vision. So here you can start visioning your future. You can be a little bit like idealistic as well. So put out an idealistic future with knowing that everything is possible, all with all the potentials, as youth do. You know, they have all the dreams, and they would like to achieve a lot of things. They don't see any obstacles. They just carry on and do it. That's the representation of this chakra. So these are, as you can see, these are different variations of the yantra, but they always have the same attributes: this yellow square and the red petals, the flower petals. Yeah. So here we talk about the animal, the Airavata, the mystical elephant, the mundanities of living daily life. So this person who is in the root chakra, living in the root chakra, is concerned with the mundanities of living daily life. It's like always just thinking about where to get next the food and how to have shelter, and nothing else interests this person. Very much following instructions of an institution that is a very loyal part of, and not thinking at all intuitively about what should be done. He's just following the orders. The elephant is always just with humility, just follows whatever is told, even though he could do something else, but he will do this the way he is told. Elephant is the workhorse of traditional India also. So in India, it was always the elephant that was doing the hard work. And also we say Airavata carries the universe. Yeah, it does carry the universe. Okay, now come to the anatomy of this chakra. Now we finished all the yantras, all the different yantras, but as you could see, all have their attributes the same: the yellow square, the downward facing triangle, and the red petals, and 4 of them, only 4. So coming to this, the pelvic floor, where you can feel this Muladhara chakra, where you can sense it, where you can be aware of it in any way you can, you can sense it and you can visualize it, okay? So there are many words to say to this. So it's in the pelvic floor. The pelvic floor is the general region of this first chakra. There is strong evidence that in women, estrogen impacts pelvic floor health, like prolapses and vaginal atrophy. So in the after like menopause, there is a lot of women who have prolapses, and because of estrogen is coming less and less in the body. So there is less estrogen. Estrogen also interacts with serotonin and oxytocin. You know about these hormones. They are hormones, and they provide you with happiness feeling, yes, and aliveness, and feel happy in your body. And then if you have lowest estrogen, you can have deep depression. Yeah. Okay, now we will go to something else. There's a lot of information. I will send you, and then you can see it. Okay, this is that. Right. So let's talk about it in the psychological way, psychological aspects of it. So when out of balance, you might feel fear, panic, greed, sloth, intolerance, prejudice, and rigidity, both mentally and physically. Okay, so rigidity towards changing, rigidity towards changing your view about something, and tendency towards blind faith also are this all expression of imbalances or blockages of this chakra. Working to balance the energy of your Muladhara chakra assists you in establishing and maintaining healthy relationships with family, friends, community, and work colleagues. So those are the people who you see very often. Yeah, that's why you need that healthy relationship with those people. Obviously, if you don't see your family very often, you still need to establish a good relationship with them because of your root. You know, root is your root is very important, where you come from, and becoming aware and acknowledging where you come from is very important. Yeah, for your root chakra. You experience a heightened sense of security, loyalty, and being a valuable member of society. That's very important again. If Muladhara is blocked, you might not feel as if you belong. So that's one of the symptoms. Obviously, if you don't have a good relationship with your work colleagues and your classmates or your family or your neighbors, you will not feel as you belong. Yes? You will not feel appreciated, or you feel like you are an alien in your own life on the earth. You might feel disoriented and indecisive also, not connect well with others, struggle with personal finance, jobs and relationships, and feel tired all the time. Yeah, it's normal. An over-concern with survival and security can manifest in a workaholic approach to your career and in difficulties in connecting with the spiritual side of life. Yeah, so these can be also a symptom, so that you work like crazy and you don't see the spiritual side of your life and of life in general. Again, fear, prejudice, blind faith, hatred, intolerance, impatience, and greed are other possible negative attributes. Greediness is also a very, very big one. So you don't like to share with anyone. If you see all these symptoms, maybe look at trauma in your early life. Yeah, how early? From your conception, even when you were in your mother's womb, until you're about 7 years. That's where they say. But also, if you want to really go and look deeply, from your conception till your first year. That's the real one, where you might, but obviously you will not be able to find anything because you can't remember those years when you were a baby, few months old. You can use like hypnotherapy, you can use kinesiology, you can use a lot of other things if you want to look at trauma in your early life. Okay, maybe you haven't been nurtured, or you have been neglected when you were a child, when you were a baby. You could have been or felt that you did not fit in with your family or community. You may feel abandoned as well. What you can get as physical symptoms because it governs your autoimmune or skeletal system, as well as your bowels and teeth. When its energy is out of balance, you may find that you suffer from frequent problems with your legs, feet, knees, base of spine, buttocks, and sciatica, but also with your teeth, the bones in your body, bones, and then it includes your teeth. So when you start feeling the benefits of a balanced Muladhara chakra, you might feel more connected with your body. So you might appreciate who you are in your body. Insights into your relationship. Yeah, so you might feel like, oh yeah, I wasn't a very good friend. I wasn't a very good child. Or what this happened because of that. Yeah. Freeing yourself from prejudices and intolerances. Yeah. Releasing yourself from inherited negative views. Okay, so this is a very important one, because we all inherit negative views from our families. So I sometimes find myself repeating what my mother used to say, what my father used to say, and then I'm like, wow, how did it come to me, like this word, this view? I don't think like this, and it is there because it's just in my subconscious. I heard it so many times. A child never likes to be told or not told what to do or not to do. A child will actually copy the parents, copy the behaviors, copy everything what the family members do, well, whoever it is. Yeah, you can even copy your sister or your brother. Okay, but mainly you will copy your parents. Yeah, and everything you copy, not just how they behave, but the views on life you also copy. So valuing life, that will be your benefits. Grounding yourself, that's feeling more secure in life. If you are always fearful, what will happen if I go there, if I go there, if I do this, if I do that? Yeah, nothing will happen. The worst thing can happen, you die. That's it. But you anyway will die. When, we don't know. Yeah, that's the only thing we don't know. When is our time to go? But anyway, we will die. So we will have to leave this anyway. We'll have to change from this being to another being, from this being, physical being, to another spiritual being. So you will have to leave this physical body anyway. When? We don't know. Making commitments and keeping them is also one more benefit, which is a very good thing if you can do that, because when you are committed, you feel more secure, and then your friends also feel more secure with you. They believe you that next time also you will be there and you will do what you promise. So it's important, isn't it? Okay, so these are the questions that I would like you to do in your own time. I will send you all this, so you will have the Muladhara journaling questions. It's for you only, but I would like really to do them, okay? It's very important. Even if you don't do all the 9 questions, please do as many as you can. And then don't answer them in with one word, okay? I had a person answering them with one word. No, yes, I don't know. That was the answer to all questions. And I was like, okay, that was very deep. So try to go a little bit deeper. You don't need to show me, okay? But I really would like you to do them. So For example, this question, how could I better connect with my body? Right? Even if you are connected well with your body, you still need to do this question, okay? It's also about your eating habits there, also about other things. So just look at them. These are very, very important questions, even if you don't want to do your chakra balancing, right? So we also say that this chakra can be excessive and it can be deficient, yeah? So that's why sometimes we say that, this person has a problem with the Muladhara chakra, and they are very different from the other person who has also a problem with the Muladhara chakra, because one has it excessive, and the other one has it deficient. So when it's excessive, you might feel stuck in life. You might tend to be sluggish, heavy, overbearing, overburdened, and even overweight. Yeah. So overweight people and then underweight people are the two sides of the same coins. You hoard things, have a miserly nature, so you don't like to share, and you hoard things only to yourself, nothing to give to others. Yeah. Your thinking is in terms of black and white. So if you are not with me, you are against me. Okay. That's your thinking. You may suffer from constipation also, because constipation means you don't want to let go subconsciously. Yeah. You are not letting go. You also frequently feel depressed. You are obsessed with physical security. You are preoccupied with routine and fear change. And you might suffer from obsessive compulsive disorder, which we all do a little bit. We all have to check 10 times everything. And yeah. But when it's deficient, you tend to be a fearful person. So you don't like to try out new things. You are very fearful to go out and do something new. You lack discipline, suffer from restlessness, and crave constant change. So you see, it's the other side of the same coins. Yes. So this person is very underweight, maybe spaced out and ungrounded as well, and they are all the time ungrounded and fearing actually consistency. So they like to change. Like today here, I'm bored with this, now I want to do something else. Oh, I'm bored with that as well, I want to do something else. And yeah, so that's another way of being Muladhara out of balance. You find it difficult to hold down a job, and you are often unable to settle down, make commitments, or sustain healthy relationships. You feel disconnected from your body. You live in a fantasy world and frequently resort to escapist activities. Yeah. So those people who just watch Netflix all day. I'm not saying that sometimes all day is a bit too much, but sometimes it's yeah. But when you do it for escaping something, that's different. When you do it for relaxing one evening, that's fine. But when you do it instead of dealing with something, then it means you are escaping it, or any other escaping activities. In yoga, we then like to, well, not just in yoga, in any way, in any spiritual practice, we like to ground down with bare feet on the floor, on the grass. Yeah, it's very good to walk bare feet. That's very important to ground you down. Gravity pulls your body down towards the earth, while solidity holds you up. The more solid something is, the greater is gravity. As you can see it, if you stand on a concrete floor, or as opposed to standing in sand on the beach. You will feel which one is more grounding. Yeah. Gravity is always pulling you towards the floor in a yoga pose, while the solid floor beneath you, as well as the solidity of your muscles and bones, are what hold you up. Right. Yeah, this one talks about, again, about the body being important. So many spiritual traditions see the material world as a trap and resist the density of the body. The physical world is less expansive than the limitless realms of the upper chakras. Yet this density is precisely what keeps us grounded, connected to our bodies and the earth, focused, disciplined, and dynamically present. Without some weight to ground us, we can feel flighty, spacey, nervous, and fearful, ungrounded. With too much weight, however, we feel sluggish and dull. Yeah, so it has to be optimal. Okay, so now we talk about the Mula Bandha. You know that one, the root lock, yeah, where you pull the muscles inward. This bandha is an inward and upward contraction of the perineum. So inward and upward. Very important that it is inward, pulling it inward. It's not something you are doing outward, so no one can see it. It is where the first chakra is located, and Mula Bandha tones the muscles around the first chakra and can definitely help you become more aware of your base chakra. Because it is internal, it cannot be shown in a picture, okay? So we don't know how you are doing it. So here it is the instruction how you can do it, okay? So drawing breath and prana up your core, yeah? It's like you want to feel it in your core. Hold the breath for a count of 5 while forming Mula Bandha, contracting inward and upward with the muscles around the perineum. Yeah. So that's what we do in the practice when we practice. And here in the next picture is shown the Mula Bandha, so where it is contracted. So for women is on the right side, and for men is on the left side, as you can see. And here shows where the Muladhara chakra is located. For women, situated at the cervix. You can see it. For men, situated above the perineal muscle group, okay, in between the anus and the gonads. In that, but also inside the body, again, it's never on the surface. So no chakras are on the surface. They are inward and inside. Yeah, so for women, anus and buttocks often contract when activating the muscles of the pelvic floor. Yeah, so this is how you activate it, how you engage your Mula Bandha. Right, so here is your picture. Very good. Now we're just going to talk about and show you some pictures of, after this one, how to, again, be aware. So when you are standing, be aware of the 4 corners of the foot. And when you are doing anything where your hands are down and you are holding, for example, downward facing dog, you are holding your crow pose, be aware of the 4 corners of your hands. Okay, so these are the important factors when you want to ground. Now, the next ones are your poses for Muladhara chakra. Apanasana. This is a very good pose where you hug your knees. I love this pose. You don't have to cross your ankles. This is not a very good picture. but it's a very good pose to really feel your spine, the whole back relaxing. It's like resetting yourself. I love this pose to just come back to yourself. Very, very good pose. And very, feeling very secure. So the next one is our Setubandha Sarvangasana. Setubandha means the bridge pose. And this action in the legs, lifts the hips. So you can, so first you have to really ground with your feet and then lift the hips up, pushing into your feet. So this is why it's very good for your Muladhara. Yeah. Think of pressing the floor away rather than lifting the hips. So it's not about trying to lift the hips, but first you press into your feet and then use the floor to push your hips higher. Yeah, this is how you use the gravity and you use the solidity of the floor. Press your mid-back towards the ceiling and your tailbone towards your knees. Again, this is a very much an internal movement of the energy. So your middle back towards the ceiling. So you want to really raise your hips up, but your tailbone wants to go taller towards your knees. Draw your knees towards each other and rotate the thighs inward. Okay, so your inner leg is activated. Now here is your half locus salabhasana, half salabhasana. In this pose, you really need to be aware of your pelvic floor as you lift your legs. So to keep your pelvic floor parallel to each other, so you are not lifting one hip higher than the other. And also when you do this pose, keep your chin down and lift up one leg. Yes. I just put the half, but you can obviously, the full locust is also a very good pose for the Muladhara. Yeah. Cobra is also very good, although it's not often mentioned in Muladhara practices, but poses are often good for more chakras, okay? So in this pose, you keep your pelvic floor down on the floor. Is always actually in Cobra, we keep the pelvic floor down, the hips, yeah? And the navel is also very near to the floor. Downward facing, no, we know it, okay? It's, again, because you are using your hands and feet, you have to be very aware of your feet touching the floor if you can. If not, actually be aware of your hands really pushing away. And then this one, the standing forward bend, you can see your Muladhara is very much exposed. Yes, so it is, you really are aware of your root chakra here. Now to really ground you, you can do also the tree pose. And then you can do your Paschimottanasana, seated forward bend pose. Again, very much aware of your Muladhara. And the next following one is my favorite picture in yoga. This one. My yoga teacher said, I can do child's pose anytime. And then she's doing it in the shop. Yeah. Because my yoga teacher said anytime. Yeah. And here is your corpse pose, Shavasana. Of course, that is good for every chakras. Yeah, but letting go is very, very important. Here are your affirmations. If you struggle with this Muladhara chakra, then every day repeat these affirmations. I am safe. I am home. I have enough. Abundance flows through me. My needs are met. The universe provides for me. I am enough. I am anchored and connected to the earth. Yeah, a little bit more about it. And there is an oak tree visualization as well. The same way we did a visualization before. So here you imagine that you sit next to an oak tree. Good luck with the practices and see you next time. Okay, right. So now let's have a little break, but also let's have a little, of course, I can't see you. Where are you? Yeah, there it is. Are we all back? Yes. We are all here. Yes. So this is a very introductory talk about the Muladhara. There is much more to do. But first, it was anything new you heard today? Was there anything new? Yes?
Yeah, definitely. For me, there was a lot of new information,
Ah, okay.
especially around the deficiency part. I could recognize quite a lot of stuff.
Oh, okay. Which ones?
And the fantasy world part.
Yeah, but I think, yeah, that's because you are very creative as well. Yeah.
Yes, lots of information for me as well about all the poses for the Muladhara chakra. And I have a question. How do you know how strong or whatever your Muladhara is? So you can go on the questions, but how do you actually know how the strength and how good it is?
There is no like strong strength of it. It's like either is in balance or it's out of balance.
Okay.
That's the only thing, you know. We are working towards balance in the body. It's not making it strong or weak.
Okay. So how do you know if it's in balance or out of balance? I guess that's my question.
Yeah, okay. So here are the what I presented to you, when it's excessive and when it's deficient. So if you have all these symptoms, which ones you have and how severe they are, because we all have some fear of change. We all have it. When it's excessively there, when you really, it's really stops you from doing anything, that's so much fear in you. That means your Muladhara is really excessive. The balance is not there. It's very excessive. Yeah.
Right.
And very deficient. If you are okay, you don't fear of any change, you just change all the time. You can't hold a job down, or you can't hold a relationship down, or you are constantly moving here and there, and you are traveling all the time. Yeah, so that means that is okay. And then also, if you look at yourself, if you are very overweight or if you are very underweight, okay, that also is a kind of sometimes it's not that. It's also it's not that you have to, if you are thin, it means you have some deficiency. No, it doesn't mean that, because it's your body structure, obviously. But thin people are different from very underweight people, you know, where there's an issue. Yeah. And then when you have a little bit of overweight, that's not the same as being, you know, that very, very big overweight people. where you have a lot of weight to carry.
So when you're saying deficiency,
no, it's not in that sense as you think in the physical world. It's not like this, like you have less or it's just means that you have it. The balance is on the minus side, so it's like
okay, yeah, that makes more sense.
On bringing it more in balance, which somehow it has to be presented. It's not actually deficient in a way that we would say it in a medical term. Yeah. It's just the other side.
Yeah.
That's what I was saying, that sometimes two people who have both of them are have the Muladhara out of balance, but they are so different. Yeah, one of them really fears the change and very, very inflexible, and all the time just wants to do everything the same every day. Yeah, or the other person who's completely the other side of it, all the time going out and never sticks to a plan, never sticks to a routine. That's the other side. Yeah.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay. Okay. Any other? No? Mariam? No? Okay. Good. Alex, how are you? Are you still here with us?
Thank you. I found something, picked up on something while you were talking, and now I forgot. When I read it again, I will remember. Something that I need to work on, to do with that chakra.
Yeah, deficiency or excessive.
The sense of not belonging, that's what it was.
Ah, yes, yes.
I feel that, like, not excessively, but it's kind of in the background a lot. Like,
no, you are not in your birth country, you know?
it was the same there. It's it there is even worse than here. Like, it's I don't think it's to do with the nationality or country. It's just, it's like, I think something is like maybe trauma from childhood. And the funny thing, today when we had our first meditation, I had like tears coming out and everything, because I maybe it was my childhood trauma, I don't know, but I've seen a baby that was left on her own. I suppose it was me, and I was just trying to calm her down. And so I think there is a connection with something from my childhood in that respect.
Yes.
Because I always had friends, I always had nice people around me who would, be nice to me. And sometimes, like, in the background, I would never believe that, I would say. I don't know. It was always kind of not trusting, I think. Something along these lines.
Yes, deficient Muladhara. So when you have like the distrust as well. So it means that you don't trust people. You don't trust even your dearest and nearest. You don't trust them. Yeah. For some there is
yes.
There's a distrust in
But it's not like in this everyday sense, I'll trust them, I can like give them anything, and I know they'll give me back. It's not in the everyday life. It's just a feeling inside that why would you love me, you know, like why would you, it's something like very, very deep,
Yeah.
but in everyday life it's fine, you know, I don't have issues like when I look at everyday life, but it's just a feeling inside that like why would someone love me, you know?
I understand. Yes. Yes. And then you look for a reason like, oh, they want to have this and this from me. That's why they are with me.
Not even like that. I just don't sometimes, this is the again a feeling of acceptance of who I am, and I think like today, especially from the beginning of the day, it just came up, and it's like accepting of who I am, and then I feel like all my life I wasn't like, trying to be someone else, and I think it's it coming from my childhood, from somewhere there.
Yes, for sure. Sure.
Yeah.
It's 100% is coming from your childhood. And yeah, well, you can go back and try to sort it out. Are you like, do you have siblings?
Yes.
You have older siblings?
Yes.
Yeah.
It's like, you know, comparison and all this kind of jazz, like everyone had probably who have siblings.
Yeah. And because, you know, when you are not the first child, second or third, your parents will not give you so much attention. Yeah, that's the reality. They can't, because
Yeah.
it's tiring. Very tiring. And so then the second or third or how many child, yeah, that many child will feel neglected, will always feel more neglected. Yeah, I'm not saying it's always the same and in every family, but it's generally it's like this, that if you are a second child, you won't have the same attention, and then you will feel neglected, even though they don't feel like they neglect you, but somehow it's not the same feeling when you are the first one and they want to give you everything, and they are just because you are the only one, you know, when you are the first one, you are the only one. And in such an important part of your life, when you are a baby, you are the only one, you know. And then you come and there is already an older child there. There's no way you can give to that baby the same attention. And that's an interesting one, but this is life, you know.
I was going to add on to what you were saying there, Ildi. The first child can also be sort of demanding as well. So the second child is then given less because the first child is, and you're trying to almost, I guess, as a parent, you'd be trying to almost pacify the first child to give more attention to the second child.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's difficult, isn't it? Who has got older siblings? Yes.
Is that all of us? Is that Balia?
Oh, Leah, yes.
Balia, all of us, Balia.
Leah, are you only one, or you have younger ones?
No, I've got a younger sister.
So
I have a bit of a strange relationship with my family, though. So we haven't got long enough to get into that. Yeah, I'm not. We've kind of both been told that we both weren't wanted. So I don't. Yeah, being the oldest, that doesn't apply to me. What Ildi said. So neither of us were wanted. So yeah.
Wow. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's also same, you know?
Yeah.
You will feel the same as a second child.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Very strange. And Marian, you have siblings, older ones. We can't hear you, sorry.
Is that better?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've got one older one, but we don't have much to do with each other, and likely a strange family arrangement.
Oh, okay. And Steph, you've got, I think, more older ones,
And
no?
yeah, I have 2 older brothers
Yeah.
and a younger half sister.
Oh, okay.
But when I was born, I was kind of an accident because I'm like 5 years younger, or 5 and 7 years younger.
Mm.
So my parents were already kind of splitting up. My father had some secret affairs. So then I showed up and they were still together, but suddenly my 2 older brothers didn't get so much attention and I got like a lot of attention. So there was a lot of like competition there.
Mm.
And yeah, then like when my younger sister got born with like my mother's best friend who was bisexual, and suddenly she got all the attention, so I wasn't the star anymore. So I've seen kind of both sides of the coin in that sense.
Mm. Yeah, but the most important part when you were a baby, how much attention you got there, you know, when you were
Yeah, I was kind of like yeah, like fear of abandonment. Like once they forgot me, once I had to like look for my mom, so I walked like 3 kilometers as like a 7-year-old alone. She finally found me again. But yeah, this kind of stories of like home alone kind of kids, you know.
oh my goodness, yeah.
Yeah.
So, well, I also felt same as Alex, so that's why I can very much know how you feel, and I very much feel how you feel. So I went once to a kinesiologist, and she somehow, you know, because everything is in your body, the body keeps the score. And she found out that I was left alone when I was 4 months old, and I was crying for almost a whole day. I was left alone. Obviously, my mother doesn't remember that, but I don't know if it's true. You know, I have no idea. But I felt a lot of neglect in my early childhood. So yeah, um, that's how it is. But my sister feels fine. You know, she's all right. She's very grounded. She has never had any issues with family. Yeah, so she got all the attention, which is is great, and it's not a problem anymore. You know, when once you find out that you are okay without all that, and you are who you are because of that. So you are unique because of how you had your upbringing, and it made you who you are. And that's why we are so unique, because we didn't have the same upbringing. Right. Let's have a little break. I think. Oh. Okay. So you are there. Okay. Yeah. Alex is there, just not totally.
I'm just staring in my phone
Yeah.
and I don't want everyone to see.
That's okay. That's okay. Yeah. Right. Oh, back to this one. So we will learn about different things in yoga and anatomy. Please just put your thumbs up if you like anatomy. Oh, well done. Okay, not so much, Steph. If you hate anatomy, well, it's I don't know who will say that. Alex, which one? Like or not? Just you
In the
can.
middle somewhere, I don't know.
Okay. Okay.
I don't know it very well. I keep mixing everything up where what is.
Yeah. So this is why, but this is not the right one. Sorry, I need to go back to find my right anatomy slide. Because we need to know what is anatomy actually, what is physiology, and that is different in everything. Well, wait, I'll find it. My right one should be. This one. No. Oh yeah, it is this one. Okay. Ooh. Go back. This one. Then now I know what to do. Right, so when we talk about anatomy, it also has a different language, I'm afraid. So sometimes you will hear me saying, well, not me, but it's good to learn a little bit of a language of anatomy, like superior, lateral, anterior, distal, deep, and ipsilateral. Now, this will be your homework, actually. These are just one side of the coin. So superior has the opposite, which is something. Lateral has the opposite, which is something. Anterior has the opposite of something else. Distal, again, something else. So I don't want to say it because you need to look it up, okay? So this will be your homework to look it up. I will write it everything in your email, right? So find the opposite of this anatomical language. Right? You don't have to write now anything because you will be sent everything. Next one, this is again the same. So this one is more closer to us, more popular in yoga languages, like yoga language, like flexion. What's the opposite of it? Bam, bam. Abduction, what's the opposite of it? Bam, bam. Internal rotation, well, we know it. External rotation, like for example, like this, okay? Prone, the opposite of prone. Elevation, opposite of elevation. Retraction, opposite of retraction. Dorsiflexion, opposite. So we will discuss it next time. So let's you also do a little bit of homework. Okay. Now, if you want to know what is the definition of anatomy and what's the definition of physiology, why do I want to say psychology? I'm a bit tired, I think. And pathology. So all these branches, they have different approach, but they are part of this A and E, A and P, anatomy and physiology. Okay, so anatomy is a branch of science concerned with bodily structure of humans, animals, and other living organisms, revealed by dissection and the separation of parts. So that's anatomy. When you see, oh, this is your heart. Oh, this is your bone. Oh, these are your nerves. This is your brain. This is your reproductive organs. That's it. Now, physiology is a branch of biology that deals with the normal functions of living organism and their parts. How does it work? What does it do? How does your heart work? Which actually we are more interested in the physiology. Okay. And pathology is anything that can go wrong. So the science of the cause and effects of diseases, especially the branch of medicine that deals with the laboratory examination of samples of body tissue for diagnostic or forensic purposes. So obviously we are interested in what can go wrong, and you know what can go wrong will go wrong anyway. So we are interested in that. So when we talk about who should not do the poses, that's because they have already some pathology. The four main types of tissue in the body are these four types. And what they are is they are all different types. So you can see the structure of them. So the connective tissues are like, for example, bones, cartilage, tendons, ligaments, fascia, blood, and fat. They are connective tissues. Epithelial tissues are the internal and external lining of glands and organs. So that like that soft, very, yeah, very thin tissue. And then we have nerve tissues, the nervous tissues, they are only in your brains. And then we have the muscles. So they are, again, a very different tissue, okay, from the bones. So they have a different structure. So they are the 4 different types of tissues. We do have a lot to do with the muscles in our yoga classes. So that's why we talk about muscles a lot. So, and also they make up 40% of our body weight. So sometimes you don't know why you weigh so much. You are so thin, but muscles weigh very much. So they are heavy. So that's why you can feel that, yeah, why do I weigh so much when I'm so thin? Yeah, that's why. And bones are also very heavy. So if you have a lot of bone in your body and the bone density is very, like you have very dense bones, then again, you will feel heavier. There are over 600 muscles in the body, but we focus on 75 muscle pairs that lie on opposite sides of the joints, right? So you can see the biceps and the triceps are on opposite sides of your, even your bone, you know, that bone, that arm, the upper arm. So when we talk about muscles, in terms of how they work and produce the movement, they are agonist, antagonist, or synergist. Okay, so the agonist working to produce the movement. So when you are doing your bicep curl muscles, that's your agonist. Antagonist is the opposite. So your triceps, the muscles that produce an opposite movement to an agonist, relax, and to an agonist, and then relax while an agonist contracts. So when you do your biceps, so do your bicep curl, really bring it up and feel your triceps relaxing. So it has to be relaxed. Otherwise, you would not have this muscle engaged. So it has to be one on the one side is engaged, the other side, the antagonist, will be relaxed. The synergist muscles, which assist and fine-tune the movement made by an agonist. So there might be another muscle next to the biceps that will be a synergist, not next to it, but in continuation. So in this picture, you can see it is in your forearm. Yeah, that muscle is a synergist. Okay, let's carry on. Functions of muscles, though, so they have a lot of functions. It's not only 1 or 2 functions, but muscles also, obviously, they produce the movement. Then they also help in respiration. We will see that there are different muscles in your body. They also hold your posture up, and they help in circulation because the heart is a muscle. So when your heart is pumping, moving and pumping, like moving as a muscle, then it's helping your circulation. They help your digestion, we will see again, and heat production. So anytime you move your muscles, I always say, if you are cold, do some push-ups or run around the block. You won't be cold anymore because muscles will create the heat. These are the characteristics of your muscles. So irritability, contractility, elasticity, extensibility, viscoelasticity. You don't have to know all this, but of course, it's good to know that your muscles can do a lot of things, okay? So when you basically when we say it's irritability, because it responds to electrical and physical stimuli. Yeah, so if you electrically shock it, then you can't really do anything. It will respond to it. Contractility can contract forcefully, so you can contract it forcefully. You have your arm, contract, yes, so you can do that. It can also return to resting state after extensions. You extend your muscle, like extend your hamstring in your downward facing dog or any other position, it will return. It will not stay like that. This is good news, isn't it? It will not stay elongated. Okay. Extensibility returns to resting state after contraction. So it can also do that. And then viscoelasticity, ability to stretch and shorten over time without compromising strength. Yeah. Yeah, all muscles have origins and insertions. All muscles have at least 2 points of attachment on the body. So they have the origin and the insertion. The most medial or proximal point is called the origin. Now, medial and proximal is always nearer to the middle of body. Okay, I already told you one of the homework. Okay, the most lateral and distal point is called the insertion, so which is further away from the middle of the body. That's lateral. Now we talked about what all these muscles do in the body. So that's why, because we have so many muscles, not only skeletal muscles, we have different muscles. Obviously, everyone knows about the skeletal muscles. They are very voluntary, like you can just engage your biceps and it will be doing what it needs to be doing. Smooth muscles also we have. They are actually inside your body and they are completely involuntary. You have no access to them. You can't, you have no control over them. You can't just contract them or not contract them. They will work as they need to work. We will talk about them later. Cardiac muscle is the heart. Yeah. So your heart is a muscle. Did you know that? Yeah. Mostly we know this, that our heart is a muscle, but it cannot cramp, which is a good, good news. All as other muscles can cramp. So let's carry on. So here is the structure of muscle. This is like a normal muscle, yeah, a skeletal muscle, I mean. Okay, comprised of strands of fibers compartmentalized by connective tissue. Okay, so as you can see, there is a big chunk. This is what you can see as a muscle, but inside that there are little compartments, and these are also lined by connective tissues. So it's all like we also say like oranges, you know. The fibers are grouped into fascicles, which in turn are grouped into muscle bundles. So you can see the, where is it? Fascicle is this one. Oops, don't go away. So this bigger one, this like sausage. And then the smaller muscle fibers are inside them. Inside. The connective tissue forms a strong fibrous cord called a tendon, which connects to bone. Okay, so here is your tendon, which is harder than a joint, but softer than a bone. So between them, yeah. Here is within muscle fibers, there are myofibrils, which contain a contractile element called actin and myosin. It's okay, you don't need to know this, all this. It's how it is relaxing and contracting. Your muscles, release of calcium at a cellular level forms cross bridges which shorten and contract muscle fibers. So there is the calcium coming into picture. The force produced is transmitted to the bone via the tendon and results in movement. How muscles are activated? How? So there is a motor cortex. In the motor cortex of your brain, there is an initial thought. Yeah, there's an initiation, which you don't even realize that you want to grab that water bottle. Yeah, that is in front of you. You are not going to tell your brain, I want to grab that water bottle. It's in your motor cortex, and there is a thought that, yes, I will do that. And in your cerebellum, the refinement and control of memory, like you have to look for it, how to do that. But that is done like in microseconds. So it's not that you feel your brain is looking for a pattern, how to move my arm there. But it's because it's been done many, many times during your life. You already have a lot of patterns. Then it will travel down on your spinal cord and activates that muscle fiber or motor unit that needs to be moved to get that water bottle, which is next to me. Yeah, what to do? So it will all travel down on your spinal cord where the nerve endings are, and then you will move your arm to get it with all the fingers. Here is how you can also use your muscles in isometric or isotonic way. Isometric is contraction without lengthening, shortening. So you are holding a weight static in your hand with your elbows fixed in a flexed position. So you are holding your water bottle like this. Okay, you're not doing anything. So most of the time in yoga, we will hold a pose like this. And I'm talking about most of the time in your standing positions, also in your sitting, but yeah. And then your isotonic muscle contraction is where contraction with lengthening and shortening happens, like lifting a weight in your hand with your elbow moving through flexion and extension. So you are going to move like you're doing a bicep curl. Okay. So these are the two ways. And also there is eccentric contraction. Muscles contract but lengthen to control the lowering of the weight. So you are going very slowly. Yeah, it's a different one. But basically there is two types, isometric or isotonic. Now, how you can stretch. Either you can, so there are 4 ways you can stretch. Either you stretch passively and statically, or dynamically and passively. So these two on the top, or you can do it actively. Okay, so have a look at the pictures. The passive is static passive calf stretch, where you just stand on that step and then just stand there with your heels lower. The heel is lower. Dynamically, you will just walk on that step. That's the passive one. The active one, where you don't have that step, but you are sitting and you are moving your feet up and down, up and down. So stretching can happen in different ways. Static stretching can be passive or restorative, or in restorative yoga, or active in reciprocal inhibition. Facilitated involves Golgi tendon organ. We will talk about that. It's a very important one. Dynamic ballistic, dynamic can be when ballistic or moving quickly through sun salutations. That's a dynamic active stretch also, right? Now, this is important, the stretch reflexes. So we have the reciprocal inhibition and the Golgi tendon organ, two different ways. So in reciprocal inhibition, we talk about that agonist and antagonist, okay? So you have your quadriceps, which is your front thigh muscle, and you have your hamstring. Remember that. So when one muscle contract, in order for movement to take place, the opposing muscles has to relax. So when you are engaging your quadriceps, your hamstring should be relaxing. So for example, if you want the hamstrings to relax and stretch further during a particular asana, engage their opposing muscles, the quadriceps, okay? So we will try that next time, how to do that. Because when you do that, you will feel your hamstrings are relaxing more, which means they can stretch further. So a muscle can stretch further when they are relaxed. They can't stretch when they are engaged because they are actually shortening when they are engaged. You can't stretch them. That's one thing we need to know, the stretch reflex, about the stretch reflex. And the other one is called Golgi tendon organ, which means a sensory receptor at the junction of the muscle and tendon, gently tensing a muscle for about 10 seconds while it is being stretched, causes the Golgi tendon organ to fire a signal to the spinal cord. The spinal cord reacts by signaling the muscle to relax, and a deeper stretch can therefore be gained. It is very important to not use too much force here and maintain good alignment. Now, what it means? It means that when you start bending forward, for example, in your seated forward bend Paschimottanasana, what happens then? You will bend forward and then your tendon and muscles, they will just contract, because that's like a stretch, and your body will feel an emergency that is not something that you are used to. So you will start breathing in properly and gently, and the gentle flow will this gentle flow of breath will show your brain and your nervous system that there is no emergency. So it will send the signal back to your body to relax. But it's important to breathe gently and in a relaxed way, so you can send the signal back to your body that there is no emergency. Otherwise, if you start thinking about, oh my God, why can I not go further? Why it's hurting too much or anything like this, it will send, and you will breathe heavier or into your chest, then you will not breathe slowly. Then you will send an emergency signal to your body that, oh, there is an emergency, you need to tense up, which we don't want, yeah? We want to relax in the pose so we can stretch more. So this is the Golgi tendon organ, okay? That will relax and react to this signal. Yeah, is that okay? Yeah, good. If not, anytime you can just interrupt me. So muscle spindle, a protective mechanism. If a muscle undergoes too much tension, it quickly contracts to protect against further stretching. Slow, controlled movement decreases chance of muscle spindle activation, microbending the knees as you go into a forward bend. And we can talk about it's the same as the car seat belt as an analogy. Yeah, if you try to grab your car seat belt, it will just stop you going further. But if you do it slowly, it will allow you to go further, yeah, forward. That's the analogy here. So when you start stretching your muscles, you need to go slowly and without tension. Muscles can also decrease in flexibility over time due to overuse, underuse, of or injury. So this should be or. So if you overuse the muscles, then you can decrease flexibility. If you underuse a muscle, you can decrease flexibility, or obviously injury can also decrease flexibility. Okay, so it's important to keep it in the middle. Don't overuse it, don't underuse it, but in the middle. But muscles should be used, okay? Muscles are there for you to use them, so it's not good to not use them. You have to use all your muscles every day. So a muscle injury can start with a small tear in the muscle. Special cells are called fibroblasts lay down new connective tissue in a crisscross pattern that helps to draw the tear back together. So it means, no, I don't have a picture, but it will be like in a crisscross. So your muscles are like this in a line, but then if you have an injury, you will have crisscross patterns on it, which means there is a tear in it. Yeah, so it won't work the same way as it did before. This is called an adhesion. Gently continuing to stretch a muscle while it is healing helps to lengthen out the adhesion and minimize the loss of flexibility. So there will be a little bit of loss of flexibility in that area where you had the muscle injury for sure. That's why you should never have a muscle injury, okay? So you should never pull a muscle, you should never overuse a muscle, because after that, your whole leg or whole arm or whole body will not work the same way as it did before. Now, fascia is a very important thing that we don't talk about it a lot, and we should. So it's a connective tissue system connecting, supporting, and energizing all of our tissues. It extends uninterrupted from our head to the tip of our toes. Okay, it translates muscle contraction into organized movement. No movement is in isolation, it means. So if you move this arm, it has an effect on the opposite leg in real sense. Fascia has structural and defensive roles and is involved in organizing and influencing the growth and differentiation of the surrounding tissues. Fascia houses many proprioception receptors, so more than muscles. Okay, that's why you will feel pain in your fascia. So there's a lot of receptors there, and sometimes people say, well, my lower back aches, but when they go for something, you know, what is that? Come on, help me with the word. When you go to the doctors and they can see through your body.
CAT scan, physio.
X-ray, yes, X-ray, yes. So when you have an X-ray or any MRI, they will not show anything, but because it's in your fascia, yeah, the tear is in your fascia, and they can't show that. Anyway, this is a newly found organ in the body, and it's if you aren't like an old doctor, like learned 30, 40 years ago, even 20 years ago, it was not in the curriculum of the medicine, so learning the medicine, because it's very new. So they are just finding it out that what is this fascia. There are a lot of videos on YouTube about it. I have one here. It is the largest and richest sensory organ of the body, so it's very, very interesting. The best way to keep your fascia healthy is to drink water. So dehydration is causing it again, the issues. Move. So any movement is good. Any movement is good, but best is some types of yoga, Pilates, Qigong. So all these which move the whole body in a very good way, like in every ways. And massage is very good because it can go into the deep tissues and then separate the fuzzed fascia together. So there is all, if you have, like, for example, an injury in your shoulder and then you don't move it next day because it hurts, there will be a fuzz created in the fascia. It's like, you know, this lining on like on a chicken, you know, and on a raw chicken, not a chicken, but on a raw chicken when it's already cleaned. So there is this white lining, and then it can become fuzz together, and then you need to separate it. So it's a good massage, good chiropractor can do a good job there to separate those joints from each other, because they just seize together, fuzz together, they say it. Yeah, so these are the ways to keep your fascia nice and healthy. Movement, water, massage. Yeah. And then last bit is the cardinal rules of our yoga practice. Do not force yourself or others into poses. Well, it's very, very simple. They are very simple rules, okay? Stop if it hurts. Yeah, normal, okay? Learn healthy alignment, yeah? Again, it also comes from practice. And then learn from a good teacher, you know? It's not good to just do something on your own. When you first start, it's good to go to a class and learn it properly. Be careful in the most vulnerable areas. Okay, yeah. All areas are vulnerable. Healthy stretches should be felt in the belly of the muscle, not near the joint. Okay, so next time when you feel the stretch in your body, make sure it is in the belly of the muscle, which is the whole muscle, in the middle, and not near the joint. You don't feel it there. If you feel it there, it means you went too far. Back off. Teachers, if you are a teacher, inquire with students about injuries before class. I wouldn't say that it's so important nowadays. I tell you in a bit more. One of the biggest anatomy problems in yoga is the mind not listening to the cues of the body because we think we should be able to do something, right? So that's a very big mistake, that we are pushing ourselves and we don't listen to the cues. Like, I mean, listen, like if your body hurts somewhere, it means, hello, you should not do it, hello, and a little bit louder, it starts to ache, and next day you are so much in pain because of that. Yeah, so when next day you have this muscle pain, when you have done a lot of physical activity the previous day, that's because you went too far. It's not good. When somebody says to you like, oh, I feel like yesterday I had something and I feel pain in my muscles in the body, so I feel stiff, which means you went too far. You shouldn't have done too much, that much. Yeah. About this, inquire with students about injuries before class. I think if you have been injured, obviously you should first of all heal, not come to the class. Yeah. But of course, if you have an injury that will allow you to do some of the class, then just be aware. Okay, just be aware. Are we all here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yes. I talked a lot. But now it's your turn. Please ask me any question or comment or say something. Oh, you are frozen again. Are you here? Okay. So we are going to then finish it, and you can tell me again, what are you taking from today? So remember, in the morning we did the, what did we do? Okay, I can't remember. I know we did the teachings, but before the, we did Sanjeevani Kriya before the breathing, and we did the meditation to start with. So I would like to know about that. How did you do in your meditation? Because we didn't discuss that. How did you do with your breathing? How did you do, yeah, the first part of the day? Right, so we start in sequence. So Cheryl and then Leah, then Marion, then Steph, and then Alex. Okay, there you are. Cheryl, I'm gonna stop this.